Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alexis Carter, and if you're new here, I make videos about digital marketing and web design. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how you can design for your email campaign using Figma. And it's a very simple tutorial. And so I want to show you the design that I found. This is not my design, I do not own it. It's just a picture I found off Pinterest that I thought was really simple to show you guys how to replicate. And so I also took some pictures off of Pinterest. Like for these pictures here, I just copied them. I do not own any of the photos or anything like that in this tutorial. So just a disclaimer on that. So this is a design here in Figma for this font, this kind of sans serif font here. I'm going to show you how I found this. I just went to fontshare.com. And this is just a great option for you to find some free fonts that are really high quality without having to use Google Fonts. So I just typed in, to match the design, all caps, I did Black Friday. And then for personality, I chose elegant. And just scrolling through here, you can see, I believe I already downloaded the font. It's called Bosca, the one that I'm using. But this is how, oh, here it is. This is how I found it. So let's see. And yes, it's very similar. Okay. And you can pick whatever one you want. But let's get started building this out. So also, here are the pictures that I just copied and pasted straight from Pinterest. Again, I do not own these pictures. So if I go back to the design, I have not built this before this video, so this is just like fresh me designing this. What I'm gonna first do is click F for frame, and let's see here. I'm just gonna click on the canvas here, and then let's see, I'm gonna draw out this canvas like that. Okay, that looks pretty, actually, yeah. I'm just gonna start doing like 1/2 of the canvas here. So I'm just gonna be focusing on this left side. Okay, let me see, you have a top half and a bottom half. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start by taking the picture that I want to use in the section. Let's use something. Yeah, let's use this. Control copy. I'm gonna go to my design here. Control V. And you want to make sure the photo, as far as the layering, you want to make sure it's in the frame and not up here. Make sure it's down there like that. And then I'm just gonna size it to how I want. Maybe pull her up a little bit. Oh, I kind of like that headless like that. May have to crop her. She's got to get cropped to about here. Okay, that looks good. And hit enter. Then I'm going to, this picture right here kind of has this black overlay on it. So I'm just gonna move this over. Okay, I'm gonna hit R for rectangle. Actually, I'm gonna hit escape. Before I hit that, I wanna lock this picture. That way it's not moving when I try to type and design on top of it. So then I'm gonna hit R for rectangle. I'm gonna stretch this out over our beautiful model here. And then when it comes to the fill color, I'm going to pull this down to somewhere around the gray black-ish area. And then I'm gonna turn the opacity down. Maybe this is a little bit darker. Yeah, kind of something like that. It's pretty close. Actually, not really. Okay. Maybe the opacity needs to be a little darker. Okay, something like that. That looks fine. Not gonna overthink it. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna hit T for text, And then I'm going to type in black. And then with the text selected, I'm going to go to my fonts, Bosca. And let's see, I don't know what size to make this. Let's just see what 80 looks like. Let's go 120. Okay, oops. Let's do, so if you hit shift and the up arrow at the same time, I can increase the size at 10 at a time, 10 units at a time, 10 pixels. So from here, I'm going to put this in a, medium. That looks okay. I'm going to hit these three dots and uppercase it like that. Okay, then let's see, this could be a little bit bigger. So again, shift and uppercase. There we go. Perfect. So that looks pretty good so far. Let's see, we have here. Now what I do want to do right now is I want to make some style guides for the text. And what that just allows you to do is, we have this little subheading text up here. I'm going to, you'll see once I do it, but it's just simply a way for me to reuse this style throughout the design. And that way, if later I want to change, the size of the style or the font that it's in, instead of me having to go back and change every single instance of that subheading, I can change them all at one time. It saves you a lot of time. So let's see, we have this kind of like subheading up here. We have this main text, and then we kind of have this body text, and we have this button text right here. So real quick, what I'm going to do is, let's see, I'm going to hit T. Oh, let's lock this overlay. Overlay. Let's lock that, and then this is going to be image, just so I know what we're looking at. This is going to be example. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to hit T for text. Of course, it's going to be really big right now, but don't worry about that. And I'm going to hit the sale continues. Then I'm going to just pick a regular sans serif font. So I'm just going to go with enter because it's kind of the default. Oh, this wasn't selected. Enter. I'm going to do regular. I'm going to bring this down to, let's see what 80 looks like. Okay, let's see what 60. Shift. Okay. Maybe a little bit smaller. Perfect. Okay, now I'm going to make this size a style. So I'm going to hit these four dots right here. And then I'm going to hit the plus button. And I'm going to call this subheading. Cool. Okay, moving on. Last chance to save 70%. Okay. Now I'm going to detach this instance because we don't want it to be the subheading. We want to make this a main heading. I can go ahead and try to make this font look like the picture. I'm going to hit center. Okay. Looks decent. Let's do 45. The letter spacing is the line spacing or line height. Let's increase this a little bit. Okay. I'm happy with that. I'm going to change this to 40. So now we have this style. I'm going to call this H1. for heading 1. This is the main heading, or I'll just call it main heading. Oops, plus, you have to hit the plus first. Main heading, okay. And then to make this green, I'm going to double click, highlight the text that I want green. Then I'm going to, for the fill, I'm going to click this, hit the little dropper, and then I'm going to come over to this green color, steal that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another style, a color style, this time for green. And you can call this main color, primary color, whatever you want. It's going to be this color. But again, the point of doing this is, you know, let's say later down the line, I decide that I want, instead of this green color, I want it to be like a purple or something. Instead of having the designer go back and change every single instance of the green color, I could just change it all here at one time. So it's a really helpful tool. And then let's do this body text. And I'm not going to type that out. So what I'm going to do is lorem generator. And then just copy. I think there's a Figma plugin for the lorem generator, but we'll worry about that some other time. Okay. Detach this instance. Let's see what 16 pixels looks like. I'm gonna take it off of uppercase. Make this line height back to 0. Oops. Undo. Auto. There we go. Let's see here. Maybe there's a little bit more lorem text here. Okay. Looking pretty good so far. Now see how the little red square where it says 40, it's telling me it's exactly 40 pixels apart. What I want to do, just to be a little bit more intentional with my spacing, I'm going to convert the this kind of middle heading section into an auto layout. And what that's going to do is just keep all the elements inside of it proportionate. And you'll see here in a second how I can do that. So I'm going to hit the command button and I'm going to click here, oops, excuse me. I'm going to hit shift and hit here, here, and here. And then I'm going to hit shift A on my keyboard. Now see how it's aligning these words right here? I can align it this way or I can align it this way. And I can control the spacing here as well. So I'm gonna bring this in a little bit. And I would say that looks pretty good. Maybe just 20, so it's a round number. And I'm gonna do something similar right now to make this button here. So I'm going to hit the T and I'm gonna type shop now. And let's see. Now this shop now, it's not exactly the same style as my subheading. So what I'm gonna do, detach this instance. I'm gonna make this its own instance called button text. And actually I need to make a style for this paragraph here. I'm just gonna call it body text. So then with this button selected, I'm gonna make this button an auto layout as well. So I'm gonna hit shift A and I'm going to add a stroke of white. And if I wanted to, I can add the white to my style guide, just like I added the green as well. I would suggest doing that. I'm just not going to do it for this tutorial. But then now, back to the button, I'm going to add in some padding on the left and right. Let's see. Let's do 80. Let's see what 80 looks like. And I'm going to increase the stroke to 2. And then I'm going to build out that corner radius. That way it's rounded, and that looks pretty good. I think this button text could, does it need to be smaller? Or do I just need more padding? I think I just need more padding up here. How does that look? That look okay? Okay, I would say that looks pretty good. I won't be too perfectionist about that because this video will be an hour long if I do that. Okay, let's go back to this picture. So let's unlock it, and I'm just gonna bring the crop down just a little bit like that. And then I'm going to go into, and then I'm going to lock it again. I'm going to go into this overlay right here. I'm going to bring it down again. Lock that. And then I'm going to go back up to this Black Friday text here. I'm going to hit Command D. And then I'm going to hit Shift. And while I'm holding Shift, I'm going to drag it down. And what the Shift does, it just keeps it in line. Well, that didn't really show you, but it normally just keeps it straight in line, so I can just drag it directly down, and then it keeps it aligned. So I'm going to change this text to Friday. Cool. So looking pretty good so far. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the frame, and for the fill, let's go ahead and do this the right way and make this a style. Add a style, black. Oops. So let me click on this again. I'm gonna hit these little setting buttons, edit style. This needs to be black. Okay. This text needs to come down a little bit like that. Okay, moving on. So now we have these 4 pictures here, and my first thought is, what can I do to, what can I build one time so I can just copy and paste it? And that's kind of the strategy I'm going to do here. And what I'm going to do, since this section just has some margin on the side, I'm going to go to my frame. I'm going to add a layout grid. And I could have done this at the beginning. I'm just going to make this 6. Let's make this a color we can see here. Like that. And then I'm going to make this margin on the side. I don't know, what is that, like 40 pixels? Okay, not exactly, but it looks decent. So what I'm going to do now is, to keep all of these images the same size, I'm going to hit R for rectangle, and we'll drag it to about this big. And then what I can do is I can hit Shift Command K to open up the pictures, and let's just pick a picture. Let's pick this one, and then I'm going to place the picture inside the rectangle, and it perfectly fits the picture into the rectangle for me. So my idea here is I'm just going to style this one time, and then copy and paste it several for all the other different images. So everything's exactly the same. So I'm going to hit O for oval, or I don't know if that means oval. And then I'm going to hit shift, and then I'm going to just drag it out to keep it proportionate. And then, why does that do that? Let's try that again. Maybe it's because I'm letting go too soon. O. Okay. So I'm just gonna go over here and hit 155. There we go. So it's exactly the same. I'm gonna take off this frame for a second. Okay. That looks decent. Then I'm going to hit fill, libraries, turn it green. I'm going to hit T, and I'm going to put 10% off. And I know it's really big right now, but then what I'm going to do is click on this, and then I'm going to add this, is it button text? Not exactly, but actually, no, let's not do that. Let's detach this instance, and I'm going to name this discount. Discount text. And because this is actually a little bolder too, so edit. Let's see here. I'm gonna make this medium. Semi-bold. There we go. Make it center. Then I'm going to make this text, let's see, 30? 36? Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click shift. I'm going to click on that text I just made, and I'm going to click on the button, and I'm going to hit Command G to make it a group. So now it's just one unit. Okay. Moving on here. Let's see. I'm going to make this. I'm going to go T. I'm going to type in everyday heels. Now this is introducing a new style that we have not used before. So I'm going to disconnect this, and let's see here. We want to change it to no case. It's pretty semi-bold. Anything else about it? Size. Let's change it to 32. 32. That looks pretty good. Let's turn this guide back on. Okay. Okay. Now, similar to what we did up here with the auto layout, let's make this, let's do the paragraph text for this. So I'm going to hit T. And this says was, how much? 79.95. Oops. Okay. And let's see here. I'm gonna duplicate that, drag it over. make sure that this text is inside these lines here. May need to make it smaller. Yeah, probably need to make it smaller. I'll probably make this its own style as well. Let's make this 24. 28. Okay. So after I get them sized the way I want them, I'm going to change, I'm actually going to give this one I'm going to give this one a color here, fill, libraries, green. And then I'm going to hit shift and select both of them. Then I'm going to hit shift A to make it an auto layout there. And that looks pretty good. I'm going to, let's see, make sure they're aligned to the center. Move this up a little bit like that. And pretty good. Okay, now I'm going to make this button. Shop, no. I'm going to give it the style of button text. And again, shift A. Now this button is a lot smaller, so I'm gonna make this about, let's see what 60 looks like. Not bad. Top and bottom, let's do 8. Okay, stroke. And there is a way you can add components. That way you don't have to make each button separately. I'm not going to do that for the sake of time in this video, but it would definitely help you speed things up. But you'll see here in a second, we're about to copy and paste this whole thing. So there we go. That looks pretty good. Then I'm going to hit shift, shift, and shift. Shift A to make it an auto layout. That way I can size this how I want. Let's see what that looks like. This shop now text needs to be smaller, so I'm gonna detach this instance and make this 32. This needs more padding. Make sure we're clicking on the button. This needs, there we go. There we go. That looks a lot better. Okay. Perfect. That looks great. So now what I'm going to do is, for this smaller button text, you don't have to do this, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. And I'm going to say button small. Okay. Now, going back up to our frame here, I'm going to select, it'd be kind of hard. I'm going to select this whole section here, and I'm going to hit Command D, and I'm going to put this over here. There we go. Let's move this over here. Perfect, looking good. I can already see I need to drag this down some more. Then I'm going to select both of these here, Command D, hold Shift, and then bring them down. There we go. Super quick and easy. Now what I'm going to do here is just replace these pictures. There we go. Didn't mean to delete that rectangle. There we go. So for this rectangle, I'm going to hit Shift Command K and place this picture there. Oops. There we go. Oops. Oops. Shift Command K. There we go. Perfect. Now I know all the text is different, but we won't go into that. But I do actually want to show you right now a really great use case for the auto layout. Is now I can hit Command, and I'm going to hit select this frame 4, with the two prices in there, and I'm just going to move them together like this. I'm going to make them about 40 apart. And I'm going to do the same for all these frames here. $40. $40. Okay, moving on. So this is the left side of our email. Cool. Now we should see how setting up the styles makes everything a lot simpler. And like, for example, if I wanted to change this green color here, if I wanted to click here, all the greens can change all at the same time. Oh, looks like I missed one up the top. I'll change that. But that is exactly why you should be using the style guide. So moving on. Now I'm looking at this next section here. How am I going to approach it? Pretty much the same way. Oh, I see there's a mouse icon here. Interesting. So what I'm going to do is, let's see, how can I simplify this? I'm just going to go ahead and make a new frame with F, drag it out. I'm going to go ahead, looks like this background color is white here, so I'll keep that. And let's start with the picture. So Shift Command K. And I think I chose this fabulous queen here. That looks pretty good. Okay, yeah, that's good, I would say. Okay, so let's start. I'm gonna move this frame to the side just for this few seconds here, so I can get a nice side by side of what I'm working with here. Okay, so I see we have this text up here, the 40 hours only, really easy to do. So again, I'm gonna lock this picture. Girl in hat. I'm gonna lock it so it doesn't move. I'm gonna hit T for text. 48 hours only. And I believe the style that we already have that looks similar to this is going to be button text. Okay. This one's kind of off screen a little bit, like that. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit Command D. Actually, I'm gonna undo that. I'm gonna hit Shift A to make this an auto layout first. And then with it selected, with the text selected, so I always hit Command and D, Command and then select the item. That way it's actually selected. And with that selected, I'm going to hit Command D and Command D again and Command D again. And this is going to give me that spread out look. It's all in an array. Now I'm going to hit the whole frame, and then I'm going to add some gaps in between here just to, yeah, that looks pretty good right there. And moving on, let's go ahead and put the big text down here. So I'm going to hit T. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Command, hit this text right here. I'm going to hit Command D to copy, and then I'm going to just drag it over here. Because it's the same size? No? Maybe it's a little smaller. Cyber Monday. Yeah, it's smaller. So let's go ahead and make this 300. Center. I'm going to change the line height over here. I'm going to hit Shift to make this quicker. That's pretty good. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this text that I had, last chance, to save. I'm going to use that text. I believe that was called, actually, is that the one I want to use? No. I'm going to use the subheading text. Hit T, up to 50%, excuse me, off store wide. I don't know if that's spelled right, I can't see it. Okay. With this, I'm going to go to styles, hit subheading. Or do we feel that it's more? I think this actually might be closer to the main heading. Yeah, that looks a lot better. That's a lot better. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy paste this button here. I should make this a component. Let's see. I should make this a component. Create component. Button. Primary. So now if I want to use this again, similar to the concept that we did with the green color and how we were able to change it all around the design at one time, same concept with making components for the buttons. I should have done that earlier, I didn't do that, but just know that that is a really great tool for you to just size all the buttons at the same time, and it's going to change it all over your design. So but we have that now. So moving on to this section. So this is pretty simple. I'm going to do the same thing with the rectangle. And that's about half based on the red little marker thing. And I'm going to duplicate it, put it on this side too. I'm going to make this one white. And actually, no, I'm not going to do that. Delete that. Let's just focus on this side for now. I'm going to hit Shift Command K. I'm going to bring in a picture of her right there. And then, let's see, how do I want to approach this? Okay, I'm going to start with this text, hit T, squoval brown sunglasses. And I believe this text style is, what's the text style we had over here with everyday heels? Which one is this? Oh, we didn't make one. Let's make one. Cool. Let's go back over here. Line that to the right. That looks pretty okay. Okay. And I'm gonna hit T. Type in this body text, effortlessly stylish and perfect with basic jeans. Change this body, change this to the body text here. Make this smaller. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do, that was the wrong text. Okay, anyway, now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to hit Command and select this frame right here. There we go. Command copy. I'm gonna paste it over here. And oh, let's see. Now this has to be black. Change this selection color to black. Okay. And I see here that one is bolded and one is not, but I think you guys know how to bold something. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna hit Shift, select this one, select, Shift A. Now it's all a frame. Now I can manipulate this how I want. And let's see here. I think this rectangle needs to be smaller. I'm gonna pop her. That looks pretty good. And I could make this font bigger here. But I think that's okay, because we still gotta add our button. So let's copy and paste this button. Command C, Command V. Oh, actually, let's not do that, because that is the component. Or what we can do is we can detach this instance, so we can edit this one, and we're going to give it a fill of black. And yeah, that looks pretty good. And if I want, now I can make this button a component. So let's see here. Looks pretty good. This is definitely more bold. I'm going to detach this instance, and I'm going to make this 40. That looks pretty spot on, actually. Yeah, I'm okay with that. So same thing, what we did up top. Actually, what I'm going to do is hit R, and I'm going to put this rectangle over it. I'm going to put this rectangle. I'm going to put this frame on top of the rectangle. I'm going to make this rectangle white. Where's my button? I'm gonna put my button in the frame, and then I'm gonna drag it to the bottom. Inside the frame still. There we go. Cool. So now I'm gonna select this whole square. Let's see here. Frame. I'm gonna hit Shift, select these two, Command G as a group, and then I'm gonna bring this down here. And then, oops, before I bring it down, I'm gonna copy it. So Command D, and then copy. It's all one group. There we go. There we go. My girl here, Command D. Put her there. Now I'm going to change this picture. Click, Shift Command K. What other picture did I don't know. Let's just do this one, I guess. Perfect. So that one was a little tricky there at the end, but yeah, I think we understand the process now. And actually this frame here, I want to make this, I want to make it a little more spread out. Same over here. Okay. Pretty simple. I'm sure you're probably getting the hang of it yourself here. Some hiccups here and there, but you know, patience, patience, patience. And so now we're just about to finish and make this banner at the bottom. And actually what we're going to do is we're going to take this frame up here, Command D to copy it, drag it down to the bottom. I know we can't see it right now because of font, or because the text is white. But what we're going to do is hit the fill button. I'm going to hit libraries, go to this green color, and now I'm going to hit Command and select the text. I'm going to hit Shift so all of them are selected so I can change them all at one time. And I'm going to make this color here black. One more library, and I can change this to say, you know, shop all women's sale or whatever this says. I'm not going to do that right now. There we go. And then for our last picture, let's see. Actually, just have it copied here. Perfect. Then I'm going to size her into the frame. Make sure that she's in our design frame. Uh-oh, where'd she go? There she goes. Okay, perfect. Okay, now this text we have not used before. Shop the sale. I'm going to detach this from button text. This is going to be bold. Make sure it's selected. Detached from the button text. Make it bold. Make it green. This needs to be way bigger, so I'm going to hit Shift and up arrow. Stop the sale. And let's see here. Finish this off. Gonna use this ends 11 9 Sunday. I think this is close to the subheading. Is this close to the subheading? No, it's bigger than subheading. Button text. Okay. Maybe we don't have an exact style for this. That looks good. Bold like that. There we go. So, there we have it, folks. Pretty simple. Not exactly the same size, but we figured out how to copy this design here and just make the elements in Figma. And it looks pretty good. Let's see if I can change here the size. Overlay. I called her girl in the hat. Or, there we go. Girl in hat. Let's see if I can make her smaller. And then select all this content and bring her up. Okay. Yeah, I was trying to make it the same size, but I don't think that's necessary. In real life, of course it is, but this is just a demo just so I could show you how to make some elements in Figma. And yeah, just a real simple process. I mean, I don't think that took long at all. I know how long this has been filming, but if you got value from this video, then go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this, then I want you to leave a comment down below and make sure you subscribe to my channel for more videos about digital marketing, email marketing, e-commerce, and web design, graphic design, all that stuff. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.